Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I got two parlays for today, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, a lot of value. Let's get into it. Yo, what's up, sports bettors? So my first play is on PrizePicks, and I've explained this in a lot of other videos, but what's really interesting about PrizePicks is it's a fixed payout platform. So what I mean by that is any 5 picks you select, you're always getting the same payout. Doesn't matter if you take a golf pick, a soccer pick, any 5 picks you select, this is always going to be your payout. So basically, I broke down, I have a bunch of other strategy videos kind of breaking down how PrizePicks payouts work. But long story short, to be profitable on PrizePicks, all you have to do, right? They're not varying your payouts based on the picks you select, based on you selecting over or under. All you have to do is win 54.3% of your player props, 54.25% to be exact. Right? What PrizePicks assumes is they assume most people can only get these over-unders correctly, like 50% of the time. And if you're hitting 50%, you're losing 50% of your picks. If you're hitting 50% of your over-unders just like this, you're losing 50%. Your ROI would be negative 25% on PrizePicks, so it would be horrible. Right? But if you can just win 55% of your over-unders and only lose 45%, you're going to be really profitable. You're going to have an ROI of 5% on PrizePicks. So long story short, I've explained this before, but there's a new tool on OddsJam. It's called the fantasy screen. And essentially what this tool does is it literally just shows you player props that are winning over 54.25% of the time. Right? And it figures this out using sportsbook odds. Right, so as an example, we have Trevor Larnach. He's heavily favored on all the sports books, so this is DraftKings, right? So sports books work differently than PrizePicks, right? On PrizePicks, there's no numbers, there's no odds, there's nothing like that, but on sports books, there are. So what you're going to see is Trevor Larnach, he's heavily favored on all the sports books to go over half of a base. So I'm just looking at player bases, total bases, and you can see Trevor Larnach is a minus 145 favorite. He's heavily favored to go over half of a base, right? So the sports books are telling you, the over's a lot more likely than the under. So this is a play. For example, the fantasy screen just shows you plays that are winning over 54.25% of the time. So because all of the sports books, right, all the different sports books, they have his over half of a base. They have him to get on base as the heavily favored outcome. DraftKings has this at minus 145. Caesars minus 139. All the books have his over favored. So this is a great play to include in your PrizePicks entry. Right? So essentially what the fantasy screen is doing is it's scanning all these sportsbook odds, right? It's reading in all these lines from PrizePicks, MLB, NHL, tens of thousands of lines on PrizePicks, and just trying to show you those rare few betting opportunities where PrizePicks has a line and the sports books have one side, either the over or the under, really heavily favored. So for Trevor Larnach, all the sports books have his over really heavily favored. Right? All the books are telling you he's a lot more likely to go over half of a base as opposed to going under and having 0 bases in the game. So we're following data. Right? I say this all the time, 99% of sports bettors, they bet with their gut, right? That's why PrizePicks is in business, because 99.9% of sports bettors don't understand how PrizePicks payouts work. They don't understand data. They don't understand these things. That's why PrizePicks is in business, right? It's a bunch of people who bet with their gut and lose money long term. When, as a sharp sports bettor, what you should be doing is following the data and zoning in on these player props. Right? Tristan Casas is another example. So if we go back to DraftKings and we put in Casas, once again, sportsbooks have his over heavily favored, right? DraftKings has his over juiced to minus 135. You can get this line on PrizePicks, so this is a great play to go with. I mean, it's really that simple, right? You just want to find 5 picks that are winning over 54.25% of the time, so you just use the fantasy screen, which shows you that, right? So all the plays in green are winning over 54.25% of the time. So all 5 of these bets would be great to include in your PrizePicks entry. Dozier, once again, all the sports books have his over half of a base, him to get on base, as the heavily favored outcome. So you want to take Dozier at over half of a base in your PrizePicks entry. So here's what I ended up going with. Robinson over 9 rebounds, Larnach over half of a base, Dozier, it looks like, is actually not playing, so unfortunately that's going to be a DNP, and then Casas over half of a base. So these are the 5 picks I went with on PrizePicks. I mean, you can see the Dozier play right here, but I guess he just called out for this game. He's not playing, so our 5 flex is going to become a 4 flex, but whatever. So the second parlay that I have is on Fliff. So I've explained this before, but like OddsJam, it doesn't only show you value on PrizePicks. You can use it to find value on sports books like DraftKings and stuff like that. And the same concepts apply, right? You just want to find value. Like 99% of sports bettors, they trust their gut, right? And that's why they lose money. But as a sharp sports bettor, what you consider is you treat every single sports book as a data point on where the line should be set. So if you're looking at the Lakers point spread, plus 6.5 point spread, all the other sports books have this around like minus 165, minus 170 odds. We're getting minus 140 on Fliff, right? So this is crazy good value. Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, they have their line at minus 163, 23 cents worse than Fliff. So all these other data points, right, are telling us, Fliff is giving you way too much value on the Lakers plus 6.5. So this is a profitable play to go with. So this is one of the plays I went with on Fliff. And I say this all the time, but like there's 100 and something sports books on OddsJam. Like, let's actually check out the exact number. There's 191 sports books on OddsJam. It looks like the top play is actually on FanDuel right now. Harold Ramirez over 1.5 bases. All the other data points, right? Most other sports books have this around plus 140 odds. You're getting plus 170 on FanDuel. Really strong value, clear value, enough value to beat the VIG and be a profitable bet, right? You have numerous data points telling you where a line should be set. So as a sharp bettor, you're just looking for outliers, right? You're looking for discrepancies, and this is a no-brainer play for today. Harold Ramirez over 1.5 bases. So here you can see my parlay on Fliff, little two-pick parlay, Lakers plus 6.5. As always, just following the value, and I've explained this tons of other times, get more sportsbook accounts, right? You never know which sportsbook is going to slip up and offer value on a given day, right? Sometimes it's PrizePicks, sometimes it's Underdog Fantasy, sometimes it's FanDuel, sometimes it's Fliff. So the more sportsbooks you have, more profitable bets, more money that you're going to make long term.